How's everyone doing? And welcome on. And I am the Gingerbeerdman. We're gonna get right into it. There's a lot of stuff to talk about: patch notes, updates, news, all that good stuff. There's a lot to talk about, so we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna go to the inbox. There is a Rift to store going on right now. We'll get to that in a moment. Do not forget your login. Hopefully, you guys have been doing that. Hopefully, you've been doing that. As well as while you're in here, it has your face. Now it wants your life. You can collect these and get these as well. So if you'd like to get those, you can. We're going to go over these pictures that they posted as well. Starting with number 1 here, the Moonbite Charm. If you watch your favorite streamer over on Twitch, you have till the 16th of April to get this. So you might want to get busy and get that. Obviously, and the number 2 here, the comeback, put in the code in the redeem. You will get those 2 as well for the comeback chapter. If you'd like to get those as well, you probably would want to get those. But yeah, we're going to keep going. As I just showed you, it has my face. You'll get these 2 banners for your top right there. Now, to the store. Don't forget your free gift. Get that. We have the Funeral of March. We have Occult Personnel. Skeletal Meeting. You have these 3 back again. I have these all unlocked. They were already here before. They are back again. So if you would like to get them, you can. We're going to go back here. I'm going to move around real quick. We got stuff to talk about. You have the Blood Moon event rolling right now. Tomorrow, this 3rd part of the Blood Moon does come out. Don't forget your dailies. And you have new Rift passes to do. You can carry the survivors for over 180 meters. Escape the 5 chases, down 10 survivors affected by the status effect that you inflicted. And perform cooperative actions for a total of 60 seconds. And you can earn 1 iridescent emblem as well. You create all 3, and then you get those as well. So that is that. The Shrine of the Secrets. A Nurse's Calling is here. And the Trial of the Torment. Nurse's Calling. Within 32 meters of injured survivors you are healing or being healed, you see their auroras. And then over here for the Trial of Torment, whenever you damage a generator until it stops regressing, you gain undetectable. Survivors see that generator's aurora as a 30-second cooldown. To me, out of these 2 here, probably Nurse Calling would be the best, but some people like the Trial as well. Should you get both of them? Probably, because certain builds, it works for Trial. But then other builds, Nurses is better just to find them because they're always going to be healing. Definitely if you put like a Sloppy Butcher and that on with it, obviously it takes more time to heal and all that, so you're liable to run into them. So there is that. We got a Boon Illumination and Rapid Response for the middle for the survivors. While next to a totem, use E to bless it, creating a unique boon totem that combines all your boons. Survivors within the boon's range sees auroras of chests and generators. While you have a boon totem, you bless and cleanse 10% faster. Rapid Response. Whenever you fast exit a locker, you gain exhausted for 20 seconds. Whenever you gain exhausted, you see the killer other aurora for 2 seconds. I'm going to be honest. I think they're both trash. I'm just going to be honest with you guys right out the gate. If I had to pick one of these, it'd probably be the Boon. But I don't think either one of these are good, but somebody else might have a different opinion. You have to let me know down below what you think about them. What do you think about them? Patch notes. Patch notes. Patch notes. The great thing I love to talk about on Dead by Daylight is always the patch notes. Said no one ever. Alright. So the engine is being updated. I don't think they told you this, did they? I don't think they did. That means more than likely more bugs that are about to happen too as well. That's why the download file is more, because they are working on the engine in the background of the game. Diminishing Returns. Update. While in a trial, repeated positive or negative gameplay modifiers and status effects are now affected by diminishing returns. Identical modifiers granted by powers, items, perks, and offerings will now be reduced progressively as they become stacked. Modifiers granted from killer power and survivors item add-ons are excluded from diminishing returns. The gameplay modifier with the highest absolute value is always applied, while lesser ones are progressively lowered to a percentage of their original value. The game prioritizes the highest values, reducing the impact of lesser ones. First value highest 100% of modifier, second 50, 25, 12.5, and 5%. Dev note. After 10 years of Dead by Daylight, the ability of killers and survivors to stack modifiers indefinitely has enabled ever-accelerating and more intense gameplay. With this update, we aim to normalize how modifiers from different sources interact against each other in order to better preserve the integrity of game. All major gameplay modifiers and status effects for both roles are included in this update. Additionally, this change will help us as developers create new interesting powers, items, and perks with our roster of existing game modifiers, with far less risk of creating unintended game-breaking scenarios. We will closely monitor this change during the PTB and look forward to the feedback. I see why they did it. I do. I see why they did it. You know, you got 4 parties, you know, you got the Swifts that love to run the same stuff, so they would hurry up and get generators done and all that good jazz. I understand why they did it. But they possibly could have went at it a different way. You could have took out the problem. Like, you could have went to each perk and just took them down instead of making them all suffer. So pretty much now, if anybody runs the same stuff, your value is going to be taken down within the whole party. So if you're a solo queuer and you go in with other people that are running your perks, you're going to have to change your perks, because if not, then your stuff's going to be diminished. This is always going to happen in every single match. So if you're a rando going in and you're just playing the game for fun, you know, solo queuing, you don't have no friends, no nothing, I feel like you're always going to have to keep changing your perks so your perks don't get downgraded every single time. So I feel like that punishes the solo queue player more than it does the party people. Obviously, the party people don't really care. I mean, they could work around. They're all friends. They talk to each other on the comms. They know what they're doing, obviously. But if you're a solo person and you're not there with everybody else and you're running whatever you like to run, well, you're pretty much your perks are being penalized because you're teamed up with other people. And are they going to switch their perks? Are they going to do that for you? Or are they going to, you know, tell you to switch your perks and that you should be doing something different because they're running them and they don't want you to run them? Are we going to get them scenarios now? Are we going to deal with that as a problem? Are we going to see that argument now popping up in PC chat right on the game itself? Are we going to start seeing that kind of talk at the end game where you should have ran this because I was better at it than you? Are we going to see these scenarios pop up? We'll find out, that's for sure. Progress bar update. The progress bar for interactions has a new animation to reinforce the speed differences. The color has been updated so it represents the speed of interaction, becoming yellow if faster than normal and red if slower than normal. Previously, the color was dependent on the individual contributor. A player could see the bar red even when going faster. Visible team perks. The match details have been updated to show the loadout of players of the same team. Perks, add-ons, and items and offerings. Elements can be hovered to display the descriptions. The loadout of the opposite team is not displayed until the match is over, following the final score. Like I said. So you're going to go in blinded. You're going to find out who was running what, and then you're going to have some nice interactions at the end game. We can't wait. We can't wait. Put it in. We can't wait. Spectator mode. While in spectator mode, most elements in the HUD can be hovered to display the description, perks, items, add-ons, and goals, status effects. Aurora's customization. New Aurora types are available for color customizations now. Highlighted elements, surfaced elements, marked elements, killer objects, and breakable walls. Alright, that's easy. That's the killer updates, the Blight. Yeah, the old Blighter. Decrease the Blight's movement speed to 4.4 to 4.6. Breaking it down palette now reduces rush tokens down to 2 below maximum and resets current rush token recharge to 0. Includes a basic break and special break. Killer actions power description updated to reflect change. I don't know if that's going to be too bad when we're talking about the Blight, because if we're being honest, the Blight's everywhere, man. He's all over the map. He's on crack. He's everywhere. Hitting against the walls, he flies, he's everywhere. I mean, he's got some add-ons that boost that as well, so I don't really think the 4.4 is really going to hinder that guy too much. The Doctor. Decreased delay of shock therapy attack to 0.75. It was 8. Cannibal. Increased maximum chainsaw sweep speed to 5. What the hell did you do? You increased the maximum chainsaw sweep speed to 5.45. That's a buff. That's a buff. The Ghostface. Decreased the cooldown of Night Shroud 15 seconds. Oh, that's not good. Demogorgon. Increased Shred's movement speed to 19. Increased Shred's turn rate to 55 degrees. At what? 27 point. Increased duration of undetectable after traversing in the upside down 12 seconds. It was 5. That's a huge buff. Holy. That one's a booster. The Dredge. Increased movement speed while charging Reign of Darkness to 4 MS. Alright. Mastermind. Decreased recovery time of Virulent Bound 2.7. Decreased charge time per token to 5 seconds. And increased duration of the chainbound window to 2.5 seconds. That's alright. That's an alright one. The The Skull Merchant. Added support to multiple power icons and new power icons map to deploy drones, rotate, and recall actions. The Unknown. Decreased cooldown at UVX of 6.25. Decreased the weakened survivor vision to... Oh, wow. 7 point... That's interesting. That's a buff. The animatronic... Wow. I don't even need to read this and I'm seeing everything. Holy crap. Decreased time to recall the fire axe when embedded in the environment 6 seconds. Decreased the time to recall the fire axe when embedded in survivors 8 seconds. Decreased battery consumption per camera use to 6 seconds. And decreased battery consumption upon survivor teleport to 12 seconds. It was 15. And key binding for axe grab button updated use power input. That's a buff. That's a big one. That is a buff. Killer add-ons updates. The Nurse's add-ons heavy panting. It extends the duration of the lunge after more than one blink by 10%. The Ghostface's add-on, a Walleye's matchbook, decreases Night Shroud recovery time to 2 seconds. It was 3. The Mastermind's add-ons, Loose Crank, increases movement speed between the first and second virulent bounds by 15. It was 8. And then the Egg increases the chainbound window by 20%. The animatronics add-ons, restaurant menu decreases the minimum time to retrieve an axe embedded in the environment by 10 seconds. So if you add that on to the new one up there, yeah. Access panel, while aiming the fire axe reveals survivors within 6 meters of the security doors and Killer Instinct. Fast track. Whenever another survivor is hooked, you earn 1, 2, 3 tokens up to 999 while repairing. Whenever you hit a great basic skill check, spend all tokens for each token spent. The generator gains 1% permanent progress. It was 2%. That's a nerf. It is a nerf. Now, this is pretty much what I was talking about earlier up top as well. This, you took one perk and you fixed the problem, right? So instead of this up here, why couldn't you just do that? Why couldn't you just go through the perks that people are stacking and just nerf them? Instead of punishing solo cures. Why couldn't you do that? Just asking. Maybe somebody knows in the comments. Maybe somebody knows. Just wondering. By the way, you still got one more perk out there that acts just like this one. In multiple ways, too. This one, you gotta hook somebody to get them. There's another one out there. I'm sure you guys can name it down below, too. Where you open up a chest and get it, and it's permanent for your generators. Shh, I didn't tell you that. You might want to get a hold of that one, too, if you keep wanting to nerf these. But, yeah. There is that one out there as well. It is, I think it's Tomb Raider. I think it's a Tomb Raider perk. But, yeah. Bug fixes through the audio. Fixed an issue where missing voice lines for 9 survivors and 2 killers in the lobbies and in trials. Fixed an issue where missing voice lines and place... Oh, because, you know, they're gonna stack these two now. They're gonna stack those two. I'm just letting you know. They're gonna stack them. Fixed an issue where Dungeons & Dragons 4 survivors have the wrong music for the D&D cosmetics. Bot improvements. Little stuff, man. Fixed survivor bots walking against players that are indicating with an exit switch. Fixed an issue where survivor bots would walk slowly while in chase. Fixed an issue where survivor bots would drop pallets too hastily during a chase. Adapted bots usage and vision of the fog files according to their latest update. Issues. The hags, traps, aurora cost and visibility issues. Bits and pieces, really. Perks fixed an issue where the perk ultimate weapon activated on totem snuff. So that got fixed. Known issues. Flying particle entities appear in T-pose when casting Flight of the Damned. Let's see here. The trickster's claws sticking out to prevent brother disappear. So they didn't fix the trees floating in the trickster's delusion yet then. That tells me that. You still got grass floating in the corner of the map, and then literally in the alleyway in the back corner. Yeah, I'm not even kidding. There's grass floating in the air. And that's not fixed, I guess, because it's not in this update here at all. So it's still floating in there. Yeah. So overall, the only biggest things that I see are some of these killer updates. They are going to be interesting to contend with and go against here very soon. I don't see nothing wrong with them, though. I think they're all good. I don't see an issue with those. You guys let me know down below what you think about them all. I personally don't think that these are bad at all. They're, you know, they could use them. The Trapper could use one too, but what year is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. He's another one that needs touch, but they don't do nothing. Up here, this is your biggest thing about this whole patch. This is it. That's the biggest thing you're going to have to deal with. And I'm going to watch it. I'm going to see it. I'm going to see how that goes. I don't see it being good, but it might be good for the Swifts. But then it's not going to be good for the solo queuers. I could see them having an issue. Because it's the truth, man. You're literally punishing the solo queuers because Swifts are running the same stuff to get done faster with generators and stuff. That's pretty much what you're doing. Instead of just going through and taking those perks down, so, you know, diminishing them themselves, the devs, diminishing them that way, you're literally making other people now have to suffer the consequences from other people teaming up and running the same stuff. I don't know about all that. That don't sound right to me at all, but I would love to hear everybody's opinions on that. It would be interesting to hear. That is for sure. It is for sure. It would be interesting to hear. I hope that it works out, but I just don't see that. If anything, it's gonna deter some people from running a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be some arguing. I'm gonna be honest, people. There's gonna be some yelling at the end game here. there's gonna be some issues going on. I can see how it's a good thing to some people, and they're like, "Oh, this is the best thing ever since who knows when," and this is the perfect thing they could do. But then on the other side, I'm like, well, what about the guy that doesn't queue with anybody and now finds out that his perks were diminished and that's why he died on hook because other people were running it too? And like, is that going to be a thing? I don't know. It's all wait to see what happens kind of deal. And it starts today on the PTB. It can be good, but it can be bad. It all depends on how you look at it. And if you're just playing the game for fun, like me, you don't really care about that too much and stuff like that. But anybody who does this, like, because I know there's competitive Dead by Daylight, they have their own esports thing, and Behavior puts it on their channel and everything, and they do that. But how much is that going to be a pain for them now who work on teams and have to collab for stuff like that and get a team together and run perks together and stuff like that for teams? Does that hurt those two? Does that pretty much diminish that esports kind of thing? Does it pretty much kill it, you know? Like, does it bring it down? I don't know. It could. It possibly could. If they can't do nothing in custom game where they don't have that happening in the custom games. But I didn't hear it. I didn't see it worded that, you know, it does that kind of stuff. So, yeah. We're going to see how it all turns out. That's all I got for you guys. You guys have a good rest of your day. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe for me. I play Dead by Daylight in the mornings during the week. And let me know down below what you feel about this whole entire PTB. Let me know. I would love to hear it. I'll write back to you guys. Sounds like a good, interesting plan. Y'all have a good one. I'm out of here.